Coach, how you doing, Coach? Coach, I'll die for you, Coach. I just want you to believe in me. I just wanted you to believe in me. Let's go to the Lions.
And they basically told me if I'm there, it's a possibility they're going to take me. So I had my phone right next to me, ringer on all the way up. Kept checking it, I was nervous, but when I got that call, it was just, I don't even know how to describe it, the feeling.
The Lions take one of my favorite players in this draft class, Isaac Tesla out of Arkansas. I'm giving this an A+. Almost 6'4", 214 pounds, ran a 4.43 at the combine.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody. Woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here today. A Lions Talk Live morning show edition. And you know what? We've got a little bit of news for everybody to break down. Lions seem like from multiple different reporters, and this is coming from ESPN. This is coming from Sports Illustrated. This is coming from both the Detroit outlets, major outlets, I should say, covering the team. Lions have some guys that are really developing at a noticeable pace or rate. We're going to dive into that during the main topic of the day because how much does their development impact the team? We all get that Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell do a great job identifying talent along with the scouting department for the Detroit Lions, drafting these players, bringing them on in, maybe making a few choice sprinkled in free agent signings here and there, but we get it. Lions are pretty dang good, and it sounds like they might even be better than anticipated. Of course, keep in mind, this is during training camp. We haven't seen them in actual games yet. All right, before we get into the main topic of the day, before we get into the 5 headlines now, if you would be so kind, please consider subscribing. We're making that march for 14,000 subs. We are 25 subs away from hitting that mark. So if you haven't yet subscribed, hey, now would be a great time to do so, and I would be very thankful and appreciative of it. Also, while you're hitting that subscribe button, if you reach on over, hit that thumbs up button. We try to get every episode of the show between 200, 300, 400 or more thumbs up or likes. As you guys have watched YouTube, anytime you get interactions, the thumbs, the comments, etc., it just helps that channel out. So you know what? If you're not paying for this, maybe you could at least consider hitting those buttons, and that'd be nice. And I would be thankful. Last but never least, if you're looking for better health, maybe you'll help me help my wife, I guess you could say, stay off my back. Go to JenSavageFitness.com. Hey, most of you guys understand she's a trainer. She does a lot of things for people. If you're just looking for better health, check this out. If you're looking for ways to improve your blood pressure, cholesterol levels, all that other stuff, most of you guys know I've kind of struggled with that a little bit in the last few years. So she had me start taking natural peptides, not artificial ones or man-made ones, I guess. And all I can say is every 6 months I go in for new blood work. And, man, those scores keep coming down, down, down. So, hey, maybe check it out if you have a half second of time today and interest in that particular topic. All right, with all that done, set away, let's get this show rocking and rolling and going and into 5 headlines now. All right, 5 glorious headlines. Let's get into them now. 1, camp highlights. Rookie wideout, best veteran defensive back. Story, Detroit Lions on SI by John Macron. Talked to Johnny Mac yesterday, and I'm trying to see if I can get him on the show. He hasn't been on this show before, but we did chat 3 or 4 different times yesterday about multiple different topics. We're going to see if we can get him on, if we can work out schedules. Believe it or not everybody likes coming on air at 7-something in the morning. So, anyways, getting back to the Lions stuff here. We all have heard about different things with this rookie class. We've all heard the rookie class, to be honest, is looking pretty dang good. But we also know that there are some expectations for the wide receiver room. Both Dominic Lovett and Isaac Tesla, they've got some abilities. They've got some speed. Tesla has continuously, throughout camp, put reasons on film why we all should probably believe in this kid. Doesn't mean he's going to be a day one starter. Doesn't mean he's going to fall in, 50 touchdown passes or receptions the first season in the NFL. But what we are seeing more and more is he is developing, and even against some of the stronger defensive backs on the Detroit Lions, and I do think there's some strength there, he's putting up some stuff. Lovett also yesterday made a few plays, apparently, and he is showing that speed. I know Kurt Steele talked about it yesterday in the morning, said, he may not be J-Mo or Gibbs fast, but you know what? He is pretty dang fast. I think the more he can develop as a wide receiver, especially in these next, 5 weeks before the 53-man cutdown happens, if he can really do that, he's probably going to win a spot on this team because of his speed, because of his athleticism, because what he can do on special teams. And if he's your number 5 or 6 receiver, that's not so bad. Of course, the other side of that coin is if he makes it as the final wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, who doesn't make it? I know some of you guys have some thoughts on it. Going back to Tesla yesterday, for multiple different reports, they continue to flex him and other receivers around into different roles. John Morton's offense threw a lot of different people with the Detroit Lions. Players are all saying the same thing. About half the stuff's the same of what Ben Johnson did, and then there's the other half. So I think we're going to see a lot of learning curve early in camp, but also a lot of familiarity. They're not. I think St. Brown basically said it's not like we're starting from ground zero, but we are taking a slight step back in order to go forward. And I think Jameson Williams also is going to talk about that, as far as his new expanded role. You're talking about the wide receiver room. We'll get into that a little bit more in the main topic today. All right, something we reported on about 3, 4, 5 days ago, whatever it was. Report, Lions still in the market, end quote, for edge, have considered Matthew Judon. A story by Jeremy Risman of Pride of Detroit. And yes, we did go on air, whatever it was, 4 or 5 days ago. I don't even remember, man. This week, how about that? And talked about, we had some people that reached out to us and talked to that said, hey, Lions had them in on their off day, put them through a workout. They try to keep it all hush-hush, yada, yada. We all get that. They just don't want that news out there. And I get it. Everybody tries to keep things internalized. And then yesterday happened. You got both John Macron and then Dave Burkett of Detroit Free Press, and then you had other outlets quickly following suit. I think everybody knows at this point Matthew Judon and the Lions are talking. Why that is, I don't know. I know a lot of you guys on the special announcement video we had yesterday regarding it chimed in, threw out your thoughts. I know I've talked to Kurt Steele about it. I know I've talked about, with a lot of other content creators. And basically, it seems like the widely regarded theory here is that is the Zadarius Smith just asking for too much money to return to the Detroit Lions. So Lions doing their due diligence are looking at other options. That could be the case. I don't know. I've reached out to a lot of people I still know in Detroit sports media, and nobody really knows what this situation is between the two guys. Just that the Lions are doing their due diligence. It sounds like the interest. When I first got the story out to you guys, it sounded like it was more Judon wanted to play for the Detroit Lions. And I think most of us understand he's from the the Michigan area. So maybe some interest there. But it does sound like the Lions are getting more and more interest in it. One thing I know a lot of you guys speculated on yesterday and earlier in the week when we first ran the story is, would this be a strong indication the Lions are switching their base formation? And I think there is some evidence. If you go back to the NFL draft, the fact that the Lions, it would appear, try to make a move to trade up to get James Pierce Jr. or Paul, or I forget his full name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. We all know the Lions made a move. It hasn't been reported from Brad Holmes who that player was that they were going to try to acquire, but national media has speculated it. I know NFL Network insiders did say it was just for JPJ, and I would have been okay with it. I know some people didn't like the stuff that happened, I guess, during college, and that maybe there were some question mark red flags about him. But if the Lions do go for Judon, I think it would confirm that, yes, even back before the draft, they were considering going to a more of a hybrid 4-3-3-4 look. We'll see what shakes out. If he signs, great. I think he can still get after the quarterback. He can make us better. If they get Zadarius Smith, I won't be sad. Whoever it is out of these two guys, if either one of them sign, I think we're all going to be pretty happy. All right, next to the 5 headlines now. Dan Campbell thinks it would be great for the UFL to become an official NFL farm system by Michael Davis Smith of NBC Sports. And I agree. I think it basically already is an unofficial farm system. But if you made it an official one, sort of like the G League for the NBA, and most of you guys know I used to coach and GM in a version of the G League for the WNBA, not the NBA. And here's what I'd say. When you make it an official partnership, there's real value to the NFL, and the Detroit Lions would benefit from it as well. what that benefit is. Now you have representation from that particular team, the Detroit Lions, who can come down, talk to that organization, whoever their farm system is. In baseball, it's fairly common. In NFL, maybe less common, but it would be a big hit. I think if you could do that and say, hey, we want you to run these kind of systems, we want you to do this, that, and the other thing, because now you got more continuity between product A, your farm system, and the NFL. I think there would be mass benefits. I wouldn't be surprised if guys who made the practice squad for the Detroit Lions, if they made this an official partnership, now can move down to that level. The team can send them there and say, hey, we want you to develop, we want you to grow. I think you would see more teams in the draft reach for some projects, because knowing that, hey, we can work with them a little bit, in certain regards during the regular season, but in the off season, the spring, we're sending you down to the UFL to grow you, develop you. Think about someone like Giamatti Manu, how much that would help him if he's out there, even if it's just 3 or 4 games down there at that level, to get some reps, get some development. And you could go through a laundry list of guys this would probably apply to for the Lions. Maybe Kobe Scorsdale, maybe Broderick Martin. How much would their careers would be better if they had an opportunity to be that and do that officially with the UFL? I hope it works out. All right, Dan Campbell offers hopeful new update regarding future status of Alex Anzalone. Sideline report, story by Max DeMar. There's 2 ways you can look into this. I know everybody out there in the Dew crew watching this live or later on in the day, we're all going to have our own opinions of the Alex Anzalone situation. Dan Campbell just said, hey, it's going to be fine. I'm paraphrasing here. It's going to be fine. Things are going to work out. He's going to be good to go. So is it that he's going to get a new contract, or is it what Alex Anzalone said that, hey, I'm not going to practice, but I'll play in games? If I'm Dan Campbell and he's not practicing, would I really play him? I can only speak for myself as coach. The answer would be heck no. He's not getting on the field. At some point, if he's really going to be your leader, captain, he needs to be on the field. He needs to be a part of the team practicing. I also understand Alex Anzalone. Hey, you broke an arm last year. You're getting a little bit older. You want to take care of your family. You want to feel respected by the team. Hey, I want a new contract. I'm not sure what the right answer is. I'm not sure what the wrong answer is. All I know is Dan Campbell seems to be saying the right things in front of the mic. He thinks Alex Anzalone is going to be on the field. He did say, hey, we're better with him on the field. And that's not a direct quote, by the way, but that's what he more or less said. I think Dan Campbell is being a little positive here. Maybe he already has had conversations between Brad Holmes and Alex Anzalone, and they are getting closer to working something out. What that is going to be, I don't know. I think most of us watching, the Lions fans, we just want this thing done with. We just want this thing over with. Is he going to be here? Is he not? What's going to happen? I don't know, but move on. I hope for all parties involved, they figure this thing out within the next week, because if it drags on beyond that, I think it will affect a lot of different stuff with the team. All right, last of 5 headlines now. Detroit Lions training camp observations, day 5. Aiden Hutchinson shines as pads come on. SB Nation, story by Eric Schlitz. So, hey, here's a good thing. Pads came on. We didn't have any real busted up players. Nobody really got hurt. And it doesn't sound like camp had to get stopped every 15 minutes like it had earlier in the week. We all know the Lions are no different than any other NFL team. You're only given so much time to practice in a given day, let alone a week. So every time you have to stop a practice because of fights, you're losing practice time. Hayden Hutchinson looks fully back. This is coming from all sorts of different reports. I think I've got about 10 different people or outlets that reported the same thing. He looked good. He went after Penei Sewell. He went after Skipper. He went after everybody. And you know what? The motor was going. We talked about all off season. He was going to come in with chips on his shoulder, wanting to prove that the leg's fine. I want that contract extension. I want to be able to prove that I'm still one of the best players in the league. There's no worry about this leg. At least this early in camp, we all probably agree from any different video you're watching of him, he's back. He's going to come after it, and he might be ready for a breakout season. I don't know if he's going to be on the same pace he was last year before the leg injury, because let's be honest, that was an insane pace. And I know the naysayers will say, well, he got X amount of sacks in one game and then nothing this game. That's kind of the life of the NFL sack master. It's not like you go out and get sacks every game. People do slow you down. They do game plan for you. But I do think Aiden Hutchinson is going to get a big payday. Glasgow stayed at center for the second straight day. Most of you guys know the lineup was Dan Skipper, left tackle, Chris Mahogany, left guard, Graham Glasgow center, Tate Ratledge, right guard, and Penei Sewell at right guard. Now, Dan Campbell did address that and just said, hey, Again, paraphrasing here, we're going to switch that around from time to time just to make sure both guys are ready if the situation provides or it is needed. Well, I'd like to see is next week, how much time does Ratledge get at center? How much at Glasgow? If Glasgow's getting more and more the majority, that probably tells you Dan Campbell said, hey, we're going to just leave Ratledge at guard. If we go back to Ratledge getting more and more time at center, then he's probably just doing what he can to make sure both guys are ready in a needed situation. As for the reserves, we saw the Lions continue their 3 center rotation with the second and third teams on Friday. Giovanni Manu in the next group was the left tackle. Nete Mutai and Kingsley Ukwana were the left guard. Michael Neese and Tristan Colleen were the centers. Okadi and Colby Scoresdale were the right guard. Jamarco Jones and Mason Miller were the right tackles. I'm a little surprised by Mason Miller not being the left, but hey, it doesn't matter to me. But they did give Giovanni Manu all the reps at left, so maybe that's part of it. You got a lot of real good depth here on this line. I think anybody watching the show understands the Lions. While they're going to have questions about their offensive line, the depth at the offensive line isn't the question. It's just, hey, who's going to start and how good are you going to be? Some other things to note, I know everybody's going to ask about this, but when it came to Ahmed Hassanin, yes, he did roast apparently Giovanni Manu a little bit, Jamarco Jones a little bit, Mason Miller he destroyed a few times. So all eyes are on this guy. Yes, he's the late round pick. Yes, he's the diamond in the rough. And so far, day one of pads coming on. You did have Calvin Shepard talk about it, to different reporters and just basically said, hey, this kid is everything we thought he was going to be. Now let's slow down the hype train. But so far, one day in pads, he's looking like all of that. All right, with all that done, set out of the way, let's get on over to the main topic of the day. All right, main topic of the day, we're going to do a couple things with this one just because, hey, well, why not? We can. It's a Saturday. The news is going to be a little bit slower, so I want to go on to this. A number of you guys in the last week have asked me about the Chicago Bears. I don't pay attention to them a ton just because they're not the Detroit Lions. But let's also not be foolish. We understand that a lot of Lions fans are going to have, thoughts on it because it is Ben Johnson, because, hey, they are in our division, etc. Ben Johnson and the Bears continue to struggle a little bit. It sounds like another rough day was yesterday for the Bears, the offense, getting their head coach on the same page with the quarterback, and I'm trying to read here, sorry. Ben Johnson also said second-rounder wide receiver Luther Burton III won't practice, so it is what it is. Apparently he's dealing with something. What's going to happen with the Bears? I don't know. I think anytime you have a new coach coming in with a new system, rebuilding everything from the ground up, it is going to take a while, most of the time. So while I think we're all happy to hear they're struggling, I would also say don't be surprised if 2 or 3 weeks from now we're watching preseason games and they look great. At some point, they're going to figure some stuff out. They've got some talent. He's a talented offense coach. Doesn't mean he's going to be a great head coach. So I would expect some ups and downs with them. Let's hope they just flat out fall down week 2 of the NFL season. And then we play them later in the year too. But at least right now, they're going some learning curves. All right. I'd been wanting to talk about this all week. Just, couldn't fit it in with everything else. And as you can see from the main thumbnail for today's show, Terrion Arnold. We're talking about players who are really developing. I don't care who you talk to in Detroit or national media. Anybody who's going out to the practices, and by the way, shout out to the Sarge and wife. They're going to be at the Lions practice day. They're going to try to send over some stuff to me, some videos, some photos, etc. But anyways, Terrion Arnold's jumping off the pages. We all could see him grow last year. And yes, I know a lot of people in the Dew crew were not happy with this play, all the hand usage early in his rookie campaign. But I did think he got better over the course of the year. This year, though, Calvin Shepard, amongst everybody else in the coaching staff, is saying the same things. He's really jumped. He's made the jump. It's coming along. Arnold went out and said, once you get one, you just start coming in regarding interceptions, because he has been picking up some passes from quarterbacks in camp. He wants to be a perfectionist, as he's saying. He doesn't want to fall short of his goal, and his goal is to be one of the top cornerbacks in the NFL. So far in camp, it's early, but so far in camp, he's locking down everybody. He hasn't been perfect. He has gotten beat by J-Mo on a couple plays, St. Brown, but what do you expect? Those two guys are pretty dang good, and if they're beating you some of the time, I think we should probably live with that, because no cornerback is going to shut down somebody all the time. But the growth in Arnold has been noticeable to the point where you've heard people, analysts across the NFL who are coming out to camps I know ESPN spent a few days over there at Ford Field watching the guys, not Ford Field, but the training facilities. So they're making notice of it too. It's being speculated that probably early in the season, Terrion Arnold's going to become the number one cornerback for the Detroit Lions. And I think we understand Amik Robinson, pretty dang good. DJ Reed, pretty dang good. The Lions are going to have one of the stronger secondaries in the NFL, especially if he keeps growing. He's got the size. He's got athleticism. He's got flexibility. He can play any spot on the field in the secondary for Lions. Second, he can be, safety. He can be slot. He can be outsides. Arnold's going to be one of the big wins I'm anticipating this year. We've all been talking about the offensive numbers that we're probably going to put up this year, how great that offense is going to be. Well, the next part of today's main topic, as you can probably tell from the thumbnail, is Jameson Williams. And yes, we just talked about him in regards to roasting Terrion Arnold a little bit, but Jamo's route tree has been allowed to really shine in camp, where Ben Johnson tried to limit him a little bit. Why that is, I'll let you guys speculate. But it sounds like Ben Johnson wanted to restrict, from Jameson Williams' perspective, they wanted to restrict him to just 3 to 4 routes. And I think most of us get there were fly patterns, post patterns, anything deep. Where, John Morton wants him to do that, but he's being asked to do a whole lot of shallow crossers. Just everything in the book is being thrown at Jameson Williams. And again, going with different reporters who are watching it, they're all saying the same thing. He's excelling. He might end up being that guy for the Detroit Lions. Tyreek Hill is one of the best receivers in the NFL, partly because he has phenomenal speed and athleticism. It's not that he doesn't have good, mechanics when running routes or foot placement or anything like that. He gets in and out of breaks fine. I don't know if he's the best in the NFL at that, but he's so freakishly good at one, kind of everything else just falls into place. Jameson Williams, if what we're hearing from all the different reporters, that he is 6'2", most people forget that. He's got some size. He's obviously got, game-changing speed. And now that the entire offense is being opened up to him, what are your expectations for him? I think between both TA and Jameson Williams, the Lions might be looking at a real win situation here, because they're both getting better and better and radically. Jameson Williams, when this season's done, we all get St. Brown is currently our number one wide receiver. I guess the question needs to be asked, if J-Mo is that guy, beep, J. Powell, whatever you want to say, do the Lions have two number one wide receivers, or is Jameson Williams just going to become the number one wide receiver? Because let's be honest, as much as we all love St. Brown, he's never going to have that kind of speed. He's never going to have that kind of size. I think they're absolutely Superman, Batman. This is going to help them both out, because they're both, you can't double both of them. I think the more J-Mo excels, the more St. Brown excels. And then the question for Lions fans probably is a great offseason question. Who's the best wide receiver in Detroit? And a lot of people say St. Brown. A lot of people might just end up saying Jameson Williams at the end of the year. Both of these guys, Terrion Arnold and Jameson Williams, are set up to have nothing but success this year. A couple other more notes for us, though. Just, St. Brown, I mentioned earlier, he was talking about the differences between the offense, between Ben Johnson, John Morton. You can dive into that probably later when we get into the games, the preseason games. It doesn't sound like it's going to be a whole lot different, but the differences that there will be noticeable, St. Brown did say. Dan Campbell talking about both Jameson Williams and Terrion Arnold, basically just reiterated everything I just said. Both guys are playing out of their minds. They're playing pretty dang good. In regards to a couple other things, Ratledge, he did mention that, man, he's playing great. There is a difference between center and guard. He wants them to experience both spots this year. So I guess he's being non-committal on where they were really envisioning Ratledge playing, but he will play. I think that's something we can all agree upon. All right, guys, one other thing I wanted to throw at you guys, and sorry if I'm going on too much with all this information, but I'm just trying to pack everything into the show for you guys. I know a bunch of you guys have asked about the backup quarterback position, and here's what we got. It's undecided. Now, currently, we know day one of training camp, Hendon Hooker was the number 3 quarterback, came back the next day, shined all over the place, and then throughout training camp, we also know that Kyle Allen, while he hasn't had Hooker moments where he's looked superstar-like and other moments where he's fallen off, he's been very, very steady. Kyle Allen is still, according to the Lions coach Dan Campbell, the number 2 quarterback in camp. Hendon Hooker's trying to supplant him, doing what he can, but the one thing going for Allen is, I don't think he really feels any pressure one way or the other. If he ends up being the backup quarterback to Jared Goff, great. He didn't come into camp really thinking that he had a chance to be that, but right now he is number 2. Hendon Hooker is showing some signs. I want to be fair here, showing some signs of growth, development, maturity. But right now, that job is all Kyle Allen. Now, when we get to the first preseason game, in the Hall of Fame game in 6 days or whatever it is, that will probably be the big tell. Is Kyle Allen out there the entire first half, or is he out there one quarter and then Hendon Hooker's in there? I personally want to see Hendon Hooker more than I do Kyle Allen. I think Kyle Allen's been in the NFL long enough. He's got 15, 19 career starts. You probably really understand what you have in him. In my also opinion, it doesn't have to be your opinion, Hendon Hooker, he's got nothing but upside because he really doesn't have Kyle Allen's experience. He's got the bigger cannon. He's got the more, stronger body, big, body, athletic body. If he develops, I think gives you more upside. But if I'm MCDC, if I don't see some real returns on that or steady growth from game 1, game 2 to game 3 of the preseason, maybe the Lions really do just go with Kyle Allen as the backup quarterback. I don't think that's going to happen, but don't matter what I think. It matters what happens. All right, Duke Crew, let's get over to you guys, see what you guys have to say about all these topics, and maybe just a little bit more. All right, let's go on to the top of the screen. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to get there as quick as I can. All right, Michael D. Let's see. Greetings, salutations, coach and Duke Crew. Exclamation point, one pride. Woo! And good morning to you. Johnny L. Good morning, folks of Lions Talk Live. And good morning, Johnny. Bo, good morning, Duke Crew. Several players are outstanding. Exclamation point. Woo! To your point, I guess in the main topic today, I was talking about who's really kind of developed. You could probably go on about a few different guys for the Lions. I know Giovanni Manu will be somebody of interest to a lot of you guys, and no, I didn't get into it in the main topic, but he is clearly developing. The Lions, like I said yesterday, gave him all the reps they could as the backup left tackle. So already he might be ascending to the point where he could overtake Dan Skipper as the number 2 guy. We'll wait and see what happens. I know I still would like to see him move inside this year, but that's just me. Johnny L, is Z in the house yet? Not as of yet, but I'm surprised we haven't heard more from Zadarius Smith. Bo, pads on, wax on, exclamation point. Oh, yeah, wax on, wax off. How about that? 5 figures for Freddie. Good morning. I don't believe Z will be in the D. After the stuff with Junan, I'm starting to wonder more and more if the Lions just, if maybe there's something you, me, and everybody else that just aren't privy to between Zadarius Smith and Detroit Lions. If something maybe he just wants more money or whatever. I know there's a lot of content creators speculating that right now. I just don't know what the situation is. Paperback fan, greetings and salutations, Duke Crew. Almost game time. It's about time. Exclamation point. Let's go. 100%. Jessica, ESPN had some real nice videos on the Lions yesterday. I'll have to check them out. Thanks for the heads up. So small. So Z or Judon, it does sound like potentially that's what it's coming down to. And I have no idea who you go for. I don't know who you prefer. I don't know enough about the situation to really have a comment. Judon gives you a certain skill set. So does Zadarius. I think Zadarius is a bigger body that would fit more of the 4-3 system that we ran under Eric Glenn. But maybe Kelvin Shepard isn't going to use that as much. That's, I guess, something to consider. Johnny L, Yabba Dabba Do Crew. I'm down with that. Have a good morning. Amy, Dan of the Fabulous Do Crew. Exclamation point. Hope everyone is having a relaxing Saturday. Hey, it's off to a good start so far. Marker, hey, if I can get it to click. All right, I'm trying to get it to click. It's not clicking. All right, I'm just going to morning all. Saw a all right. Had a glitch there, I guess. Morning also a few Jessica nice to see Lions get some respect. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think the national media is going to jump on the Lions because all the talent we have. Hey, we won 15 games last year. I want to say only like 8 teams or something like that have done that in history, something like that. I don't remember. So not many. How about that? Carrie, morning, everyone. I hope you're all doing okay. Same to you. Tori, how good do you think the O and the D are going to be this year? I think pretty dang good. I think very good, in fact. I think the fact that we have a secondary in Detroit that appears to be one of the best out there, and then if the defensive front is, we can all say what we want about Davenport, whatever, but if he stays healthy, there's no doubt he's going to help us. Now, can some of the rotation pick up? Can, Hutchinson return to form? Man, can Tyreek Williams be everything that he's being built up to be so far? Can Aleem McNeil get back? I mean, how about this? If they stay healthy, they're going to be pretty good like they were last year before the injuries. The offense, I get there's reason to wonder or question about the offensive line because if you can't protect Goff, the offense ain't going to work. If you're going to allow pressure up the middle on any quarterback, not just Goff, things are going to break down. The running games break down. But assuming they figure that out, assuming that line can at least be adequate, I think the Lions offense is going to be scary good. Bo, no matter what happened, it's happening for the Lions. We don't have to be the okium that it's coming from the Bears fans. Yeah, the Bears fans are not happy right now, but right now all they're hearing is negative things out of training camp. So they want success. They want to turn around. They're tired of being the weakest team in the NFC North, at least the last several years. I think that's starting to get to them. All right, so good morning, Coach and everyone. Back at you. Pat, Bears are going to be a train wreck, it sounds like. I'm cheering at least twice a year they fall on the flat. Bo, Tori, outstanding, exclamation point. That's what I believe we're going to see. I hope so. Bo, Jessica, I like all the videos, especially the ones about, okay, Henry Moore. Good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. What a team. What a podcast, exclamation point. What a time, be a Lions fan. Woo, good to see you as always. Steve Rogers, some haters coming for you yesterday, Coach, saying you cheated getting the Lions news. I don't really know how you cheat getting that. I mean, I got the news, and I mean, it is what it is, I guess. But hey, we'll see what happens with the Judon situation. Bo, about Hutch, he's looking good. I hope he is, man. I hope he is, and it sounds like he is. Tori, Hutch is going to be on fire this season. I concur. Central Scrutinizer, good morning, Pride. Woo! Let's go, Lions. Let's keep them on going to the Super Bowl. Silver, Coach, did you see Manu after 1 year trimming down from 365 to 340? Question mark. Should gain quickness and stamina. We'll watch. Yeah, I think all the reporters are saying the same thing. You see the improvement. You see the development. And not just from a physical standpoint, but from a technical standpoint with Giovanni. I can only say what I want to see. I would plug him right next to Penei Sewell, and Ratledge is your center. I think that is the most athletic, physically imposing, dominating line the Lions could come up with. And it's no disrespect to Graham Glasgow, but he's not your future. And I saw enough bad from him last year where I do have real questions about his body holding up. So if it's me, I'm ripping the Band-Aid off. I'm putting him in. And, man, think about anytime you run a stretch or a pull with those guards, because both Christian Mahogany and Giovanni Manu are pretty big and pretty athletic. I think you'd run behind that line, and, man, good luck blocking them out for a game. Trying to get to the quarterback or the running back. Trey, what's good, everybody? Question mark. J-Mo and TA are going to eat up the other team. Sounds like both could be number ones. I agree. Everything you're hearing so far, and again, it's training camp, but the fact that you have someone like J-Mo and St. Brown both going, and Tim Patrick and everybody else going against TA, that's going to make him better in a hurry. Now, the fact that he's developing against those guys, think about a lot of the other guys he's going to face and have to guard during the season. That he should be more prepared for it. That's one thing I was saying about like Ahmed Hassanin and some of the other younger pass rushers for the Lions. If they're constantly having to go up against Taylor Decker, who's not bad, and then Penei Sewell, if you have to get to the quarterback against those guys every day in practice, that's probably going to make you grow and develop, which obviously helps that Lions D. Both clear-cut case of envy by those guys, Steve. It could be. Let's see. Steve Rogers, that's because Coach does get some news before others, and they hate. Yeah, it happens, man. I started following Dan once he called out the TJ trade. Man, that's years ago, man. A few days before it happened. That happens, man. Every once in a while, and I've been a journalist long enough to know this. I don't care if it's courtroom drama or sports drama. If you break news first, there are going to be people that probably aren't always kind to you because of it. But I can also say I learned that from coaching too. When you aren't winning as a coach, all the other coaches love you, especially when they're playing against you. When you win a lot, and thankfully my teams have won a whole lot, I did notice real early in my coaching career, some of those guys that were nice to you aren't as nice right after the game or even weeks, months later. Drake, Duke Crew, good morning. Can we sign Z and J? Question mark. How good would we be then? Well, it'd give us a lot of flexibility because I do think Z could play around different spots than Judon cannot play and vice versa. So I wouldn't be upset if we signed them both. I don't know if Brad Holmes is going to throw out that kind of money, but hey, I won't be sad if he does. Johnny L, yeah, I was listening to David T. Pike. I keep trying to get him on the show. If any of you guys talk to him a lot, I think he does great work. Maybe he can, maybe he's just not a morning person. I don't know. Anyways, yesterday, it really went off on the Bears. They're stinking already, and BJ is losing it. Hey, well, good luck for Ben Johnson. That's part of coaching, my friend. Silver. Coach, reporters asked Ratledge about his positioning. I won't go into details, but what I got out of it is that Rat does not like to play center and prefers guard. Would not be surprised if Glasgow would be center. Could be. Maybe that's why they put him in there 2 days in a row. Kerry, I second that sign. Sign them both. Yeah, get them both. Hey, I think it'll only make us better. France, good morning, all. Anyone hear about JJ and the Vikings? We'll find out. Bo, Johnny, he put out several videos on the Bears, and they were hilarious. I'll check them out. Indeed. Silver Johnny, yeah, that Yabba Dabba Do was funny. It was. Clark, Manu should move to guard. Our line would be massive. It would be, and I agree with you there. Jeff, I'd love that. Decker, Chris Mahogany, Tristan, or Tate Ratledge, Giovanni Manu, and Panay Sewell. Yes, that would be probably the lineup at least. Johnny, Thunder and Lightning, baby. Oh, yeah, I'm down with that. Who doesn't like to thunder up the lightning? Kerry Clark agreed 200% with Jamarco Jones next to him. Ooh, there you go. I didn't even think about that. That's a good call there. Bo, Frank is doing some serious fishing. Did you see the big one he caught? I'll have to check it out. I did not. Great day. Pads on and no new injuries. Maybe they are just playing softer. Nah, no chance. Yeah, I think probably a lot of different things. The first several days, your body isn't acclimated to the hits. Now it's getting used to it, so, probably not the same amount of injuries. All right, Silver France, what about JJ and the Vikes? Question mark. By the way, France, coach, you don't have to read this. You do know something about France Ferdinand. France Ferdinand, I think that's a band, isn't it? I want to say like from the early 2000s. Maybe I'm wrong with that. Johnny L., the season is going to be awesome. We search and destroy. I like the way you're thinking. Susan Scott, just how big of a season do we think J-Mo is going to put up? I think it's going to be pretty dang good. Now, it doesn't mean he's not going to get doubled and triple teamed, but if you don't, I think he's going to do really well this year. Then it becomes the problem for the opposing defense. If I can't double him all the time because everybody else is destroying us, what do you do? And if you're not getting a Goff, if you're not getting the running backs in the backfield, I think you're basically, if on a defense, I think you're in a no-win situation. You just have to hope the Lions make their own mistakes. All right, Dre Day. I'm disappointed the Lions are going to pay AA. Childish behavior should never be rewarded. I know that's basically how at least many people took what Dan Campbell said yesterday, that was going to work itself out or whatever. I don't know if they're going to pay him, but it does kind of seem like that. Dean, AA better play great. I agree. You're going to do all this drama. You better live up to it. Robert, greetings, salutations, and thanks for the text earlier, by the way, Robert, and back at you. Scott, good morning, Duke Crew and MCDT. I'm down with that. Thank you for that. Exclamation point. So pumped for the start of the season. Boys going to be locked in. Season of reckoning. Let's go, 100%. And yes, let's get it going. Robert, Hatman is the Lions Talk live royalty. Probably accurate. Let's see, Manbear, good morning, all. Same to you. Bo, Scott, a season of reckoning. I like that. It will be a season of faith's perfection. I hope that gets us to the Super Bowl. Mary Smith, great morning. Dan and Duke Crew, same to you, Mary. There's always good to have Mary in the chat. Johnny L., yes, this is going to be our year for sure. I'm thinking so. Jennifer, good morning. Good Saturday morning, all. Exclamation point. And back at you, JDC, morning, all. Johnny L., good morning, JDC. Hookadoo, good morning, Duke Crew. Stephanie's flight is today. Let's give her the Duke Crew. Woo! Grit will win. Yeah, I got to check what time. I know she's the undercard. I do not know where on the undercard she is. So my guess is she probably starts around 6, and then the main fights are like 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That sounds about right. Maybe it's 7 o'clock, but you guys will have to check it out. I don't know which channel it's on or any of that stuff. So if I get it, I'll put a post up. All right, Chad the Historian, good morning. Skipper Dan, I couldn't think of a better way to start my birthday weekend than with you. Hey, happy birthday, my friend. Can't wait to turn 49 tomorrow. One more to 50. Hey, well, let's give you, just for your birthday weekend, let's give you a 1, 2, and a 3. Happy birthday, young man. Happy birthday indeed. Trina and Christina Conway, good morning on this blessed Saturday. Everyone have a safe and blessed Saturday. Woo! And back at you. Have a great day for you. Man Bear, does anyone know if there are any training camp videos on the web? I think there are. I think there are a lot of different places, that you just got to bust them up. They're maybe a minute or two long each, something like that. But there's quite a few out there, I would think, Man Bear. All right, Kerry, I really want to see how McCarthy does this season as a rookie. It's a big jump in timing and protection, let alone reading coverages. There's usually a learning curve. Yeah, that's where I think, JJ, I know a lot of you love him because, he played at University of Michigan. I'm personally rooting against him at least twice a year just because he'll be the opposition. But to your point, a lot of rookie quarterbacks do struggle. Top of the morning, Mr. Grip, best known as Miles Barker. At you both, JDC. Woo, Steph, good luck. I'll go with that. Bo, member, I've seen quite a few, mostly shorts. Yeah, there you go. Johnny L, I missed you yesterday, but good morning to you. Good morning to everybody. Big D, good morning. What's crack-a-lackin'? Hey, just Lions news this morning. Johnny L, we were on the same boat yesterday. I overslept again. It happens, man. Chad the historian, Tesla used the self-driving ability to beat a DB. Cool. Hey, there you go, man. That's a good skill to have, ain't it? Xavier, greetings, salutations, everyone. Exclamation point, go Lions. Woo! And good to see you. Service coach, I just heard Justin Rogers saying that offensive guard Netai Mutai spent the whole offseason in the building, training and getting healthy. Apparently, the Lions do consider him. Glasgow said, Mutai, best teammate ever. Yeah, I think we'd all agree. It's not just the offensive line, but the vast majority of this team. Players aren't idiots. I mean, they understand if they're battling for their roster spot, their lives, etc. in the NFL. Mutai, hey, a great story. I think you guys all know it. Won't bore you with it, but hey, the guy's battled through a whole lot to get here. He doesn't want to give it up. I wish him well, man. But at the end of the day, it's my thought that 9, maybe 10 offensive linemen make it. I just think, man, 10's a whole lot when you think how much you would be committing out of the 53-man roster. Doesn't mean it can't happen. And some guys could get moved to the practice squad. As we all know, if you get moved to the practice squad, somebody else can poach you. Big D, Surfer, who the heck is Multi? Yeah, he's a backup offensive lineman for us, and he has played pretty well. It sounds like he's trying to develop. Coach Tony K, hey, Coach and Duke Crew family, I need y'all prayers. I lost my brother a month ago, my sister 3 days ago, and now my mother is in the hospital. We lost her last night, too. Oh, man. But they brought her back. Hey, thoughts and prayers for you, the family. Anything you need from me or the Duke Crew, say the word. We got you back. And again, I get this a tough time for you. I know you sent me them one message a couple days ago. But, man, thoughts and prayers from the bottom of my heart for you and the family. That's a rough go. Gary, hey, baby, Jabba. There you go. Dre Day, thoughts and prayers for Coach Tanya? 100%. Big D, Tanya, K, all prayers, best wishes. Hope the stuff gets better. I'm down with that. Yeah, and anybody, if you need something, Coach, just say the word. The Duke Crew's got you. Dre Day, Tanya, yep. Bobo, God bless you, 100%. Send us some prayers. Prayers for you, Tanya. Coach, I heard Amara and Branch got into a little scuffle. What's your take, Coach? Training camp. That's all it is, man. I don't think it's anything big. This past week, it's the first week back in camp. Guys are going all out. Guys are trying to compete to make the team, impress the coaches. Plus, you think about the heat index, for the last week or so, especially I want to say it was Wednesday or maybe it was Thursday, where it just got real stupid hot and humid. I think that's all it was. Tempers flared, not a big deal. Chad the historian, Tony, I'm with you. I lost 2 cousins and a longtime friend in the last 2 weeks. Sending prayers to you both then. Coach Tony, okay, thanks, Big D. We're going to do it. My gosh, Tony, you have my prayers. 100%. Big D, Lord, please help Tony K. Mother make it through. Lord, give her the strength to get well. 100%. Yeah, I'm hoping they can get her right as rain. 100%. Hey, more prayers for you, Coach T and your family. There you go. Michael D, praying. Mary Smith, prayer are in order for you and the family. 100%. Coach Johnny Gang, thank you all. You're my family, and I love you. Yep, you are part of the Duke Crew family, and we got your back at all times. Xavier, Judan would be nice. He would be. Bo, Tanya, it's the Duke Crew thing. We are a part of us. You are a part of us indeed. Big D, we are a family, and we always take care of our own. Exclamation point. Duke Crew till the world through. 100%. Duke Crew worldwide. Man, I'm trying to talk this morning. Miles Margaret, wishing you peace and strength, Tanya. 100%. And I get how stressful this has got to be for you and the rest of your family, let alone your mom. Man, I wish you all well, man. Let's see, Chad historian. So minor league football system like Major League Baseball, that's what I would probably push for if it was me, or something like the G League in the WNBA, NBA, etc. Most leagues do have something. The NFL, for whatever reason, some of you guys remember NFL Europe, that's basically what it was, but the UFL might as well just be the farm system. All right, DM5 TV, they're both the same age. Judon is 1 month older than Zedarius. I think Zedarius is a better fit. Could be. Maybe. The only thing I can think of DM5 is maybe Zedarius is holding out for a little bit more money, so the Lions are trying to, say, hey, if you're not going to sign, we're going to sign this guy. I mean, that's a total guess on my part. Kerry, Alex deserves his pay. He's a Lion through and through. Go show them, Alex. I hope they do. Johnny L, let's see. Coach Tanya, my God, how are you even breathing? So sorry for you and the heartbreak. And yes, prayers are on the way for you. 100%. Good thinking there. Hookadoo, I really want to see Z back in the D. I think a lot of people do. Chad the Historian, DM5 wants Zadarius Smith. Still not sold on him. All right. Silver Server Coach starting the season. AA Campbell, Barnes, Stewart, Rodrigo still out. Who else do you think will compete in the linebacker room? Cunningham, a lock. Who sees? Hey, man, let the best guys win the spots. There's going to be a lot of competition, like you're suggesting, Silver Server, in the linebacker room, let alone every other spot on the team. So, I don't know. Somebody's going to rise and somebody else is going to fall. That's what I do know. Yeah, maybe Nowaski or something like that. Kerry, bless you, Tiny. Prayers. Sending prayers. Silver Server, Nowaski, I forgot. Yeah, don't forget him. He is athletic, man. Coach Tiny K, I do too, Big D. Yes, 100%. Big D, right answer is Anzone plays out your contract, period. Okay, we'll go with that. Johnny L, I feel bad for Tanya. I think we all do, 100%. Cliff Hicks, hey, all, heading out to Allen Park right now. Anything special you do heads want me to look at? Hey, just watch it. Have a good time with the family or whoever you're going with, your friends, and just enjoy it. Enjoy the game. Enjoy seeing the guys, the players, and maybe even get to meet a few. Chad the Historian, Aiden needs to play so my rookie cards can go up in value. Hey, there you go. Nothing wrong with that. Big D, Johnny L, me too, men. All right. Silver Server, glad to see TA back in the field right away. Yeah, it sounds like it's a bit of a strain. I'm sure they're doing cautionary stuff to help protect it, heal it, etc. DM5, Cliff Hicks, keep your eyes on Hooker and Count M. See who is truly looks better. We'll see. Yeah, give us that insider information. Johnny L, Big D, I can't imagine what just happened to her family. Yeah, that's a whole lot, man. A whole lot. Silver Server, I forgot if I already asked what is up with Tyleek Williams. Is he all right? I think so. Just, probably being precautionary with them. They're going to do that from time to time with guys with hamstrings. Kerry, Cliff, if you could tell me how Jamarco Jones looks. Let's see what he says. Silver Server, where is Motley? I don't know. Maybe he's doing something with his day. I mean, it is Saturday, right? In the afternoon. But watch to see who Jared Goff is throwing to the most out of everyone not named Saint. Okay, we'll go with that. Damien, good to see the Lions in pads again. Exclamation point. I'm looking forward to seeing the Hutch Revenge Tour. Ooh, we should get some shirts made for that. Every time he gets a sack or something like that, another guy on the Revenge Tour shirt. I like the way you're thinking there, Damien. Big D, I just got to put my dog down. Ooh, I had for 15 years. That was hard. Can't imagine the hurt and pain. Gosh, life is hard at times. It is, man. It is indeed. And, man, thoughts and prayers for you, man. Hey, for those who don't have pets, I get it's probably not something you think about, but I know we've got, 2 cats and 3 dogs. Yeah, they do become like children to you, man. Chad the Historian, Hutch is back. Henderson, who? We'll find out. Grade A, Alex better not get hurt. 20 tackles a game, a sack every 3 games, 3 picks to warrant an early contract for a fossil player. We'll see what they do. Cliff Hicks, Hooker, and Jamarco Jones got it. Leaving now, but check my phone when I arrive. Hey, don't text when you drive, man. Stay safe. DM5, just a hunch. I think Ragnow comes back after his body starts feeling better and he sees how the team is doing. I'm thinking November, December. Just a hunch. Hey, I won't complain if that happens. Phil, good morning. Back at you, Phil. Nice new thumbnail. JDC, Bears, the Monsters of the Midway, probably accurate. Big D. Dre Day, we got a lot of people to pay. I'd rather pay J-Mo Hutch Gibbs. Okay. J-Mo Lion King, Penny versus Aiden is great football. How many teams get to practice all-pro versus all-pro? Awesome. No, not many, to your point. And that's why iron sharpens iron, all that kind of stuff. Chad the Stern, I think Ragnow is done. Let the man retire in peace. Sounds like he's doing a lot of fishing. Hookadoo, from day one, I knew Ahmed was going to be the shining star. He might just be, man. And I get we're all hopeful, but you know what? So far, he has not disappointed. Gary, JDC, you got that right, 100%. Damien, besides the Ravens, I'm looking forward to both games against the Bears, especially in Detroit. Where we know the fans will be wild. Yeah, when Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears come to Detroit, whoo, that's going to be a loud crowd. Big D, Hookadoo, I agree. Laughing out loud, says the D. Chad the Historian, I still like the Baltimore Rounds or Ravens. It happens. Silver Server. SM5 TV, no chance Ragnow comes back. People around here were shocked to watch what he endured to get on the field and the physical conditions he played in. Everybody around him was relieved when gone. Yeah, he played through a whole lot, and give the guy his credit for everything he did. Now let that body heal up and let him worry about the rest of his story, the rest of his life. Johnny out toilet seats of the north. That might be true. Chad the Thornton, Silver Surfer, like I said, let Frank retire in peace, get himself a reality company, and sit back and let the money grow. Hey, there we go. Mark, TA, number one DB, let that sink in. I hope it holds true. I mean, it would just, whoever wins it, I hope it just forces all of them to play better and better because that makes the team better, makes them better. Gary, Johnny, 100% agreed. I'll go with that. Hookadoo, Chad. Art Modell really put the screws to Cleveland. Yes, he did back in the day. Yeah, and Cleveland Browns fans, whew, I felt bad for him, man. Chad the story, Hookadoo. Cleveland itself messed the Browns up by not giving them a new stadium. It might be accurate because they eventually did to get the team back. DM5, a huge year from J-Mo. He wants to win, and he wants that back. He wants all that. I think he wants to stay in Detroit, too. Let's see, Miles Meyer. J-Mo is taller than I realized. Yeah, 6'2". Most people don't realize it. He's a tall dude. At least compared to me. Superfan Hutch, good morning, fellas. Probably on your way over to Ford Field, I suspect, my friend. Have a good time there. Kelvin, love Lions Talk Live. We love you, too. Thank you for being a part of the Duke crew there, Kevin. Miles Bar, Grip Morning, Superfan Hutch, and there you go. Bo, A1 and AB. Any order is fine. AR, BS, and J-Mo. Yeah, I think they're both going to be pretty dang good. How about that? Chad the Story, Dan. I can't trust J-Mo with his head case problems. He needs to eliminate off-field problems, not Kareth or Hernandez situation, but he needs to get his head straight. Yeah, he's got to grow up. He's got to mature. The only thing I can say is, after the last situation, it seems like they got a lot of things figured out. He's been I guess you could say, the victim of a lot of bad circumstances. The NFL has obviously changed their policies on one of those circumstances, saying, yeah, we agree this shouldn't be an offense. The substance that he took that got him pushed out or banned for 2 games. It depends on which story is correct. If a doctor's prescribing that for his health, I'm going to side with the player. If he was taking something that wasn't prescribed by a doctor for your health, that's where I think it gets tricky. I don't know, man, but hopefully we don't get any more of that, to your point. J-Mo, there are no DBs in the league that can backpedal to match J-Mo's acceleration. No one. I'll go with that. Kevin, first live chat. Welcome into the chat. Thank you for being a part of it. Silver Surfer, J-Mo, give J-Mo a 5-year, $125 million extension right now! Exclamation point. But don't tell Anzalone. Ooh, we'll keep it secret. TM5 TV, Silver Surfer. Like I said, just a hunch. We'll see. I'm fine either way. I just don't know when guys' bodies start to feel better. They start to rethink their decision. Just a hunch. Yeah, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it doesn't. All right, Chad the Storm. I still think Hooker is eventually going to New Orleans. Might be. Let's see. Look at Brad Holmes wasn't stupid about getting rid of J-Mo with all the league issues when so many people were saying to give him the boot. Yeah, I'm glad we kept him. Gary, congrats, Kevin. Yes, welcome to the chat. Hookadoo, beep, beep. Miles Mark, beep, beep. Hookadoo, Silver Server, okay, DM5. It was real in bad shape. We'll see. Hopefully, will not be needed. Hopefully not. Hopefully, other people rise to the occasions. Again, friends, good morning. Captain Dan, the Dirt Crew, same to you. But both, I want to be hooked on a feeling way more than watching Kyle Allen. I think a lot of us are rooting for Hendon Hooker. Kelvin, thank you, Gary. Silver Sir, apparently Hooker did real well in camp. Yeah, day 2, he was off the charts from all reports. We'll see on the rest of it. D-Bone Lokes, I'll say it again, but J-Mo was drafted to be a wide receiver 1, but St. Brown performed well beyond his draft position. I would love to keep them both A1 and AB, or 1A, 1B. You guys know what I'm saying. All right, Superfan Hutch. Tesla is going to be a stud. Will be wide receiver 3 before the end of the year. I think, yeah, there's some potential there for sure. See, again, friends, I want to see Hooker, and they're all the game. Yeah, hopefully they give him a lot of run during the preseason. Gary, Silver Surfer, are you really that upset about Anzone? We'll find out. Kurt Steele, what up, Duke Crew? Exclamation point. We are recording the Boss Up Ball Out right now. It will air after the Lions press conference. We'll check it out. See, and friends, I don't want these. I don't think these gonna sign because of the way he thinks probably that they cheated him out of his bonus last year. Could be that, yeah, the Z doesn't want to sign because of that. Mark Allen should make the practice squad. Hooker will be in the 53-man roster. That could be what happens. Kerry, morning, Hitman. JDC, Dre Ford's Rocks, Andy Rose, Hassani Madley. Good morning, Coach Dan of the Duke Crew. Good afternoon to you, too. Hopefully it's a phenomenal day. Johnny and Rolls, yes, indeed. Floyd, XX Natural, talk about someone I haven't seen in a hot second. Good to see you. Coach said Davin hurt. Yes, I did, my friend. Chad, the historian, I think we'll see more RPOs this year with the O-line. Could be, yeah. I think it should be more athletic. And no disrespect to Frank Ragnar or anything like that, but let's face it, his body was pretty beat up. His mobility was limited in recent years. Silver, yes, it would be nice if Manu could play offensive guard as well, but apparently they are totally focusing him on the original position and get better there. A move to offensive guard might happen later once refined in fundamentals. Yeah, it could be. Phil, let's get Coach over 14K mark. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for that, Phil. Yeah, I think we're, like I said, 20-some away, something like that. Look at it. Mr. Hassanin is in the house and a big Duke crew. Welcome. Oh, yeah, I'm down with that. David, woo, and back at you. Bo, our man, in Egypt, exclamation point. Good day, Madley. There we go. Johnny L, where's the smoke? There's fire. Might be accurate. Chandler Stern, careful with the rain today. Everyone stay safe. You too, my friend. Johnny, Sonic and Knuckles, thunder and lightning it is. Silver Star, Hassani Manley, good morning to you in the whole Egyptian land. There we go. Doug Speeman. Another person I haven't seen to say it. Is Rakestraw our new Melifanu? Question mark. And if so, should we look to trade or to get something for him? Well, the thing is, if he's really deemed injury prone, who's going to trade anything to get him? At least that would be my thought. Carrie, 240 watching, 81 thumbs up. Hit them thumbs up. Yes, indeed, if you would, please. JDC, I ain't scared. Go Lions! Exclamation point. James, what do you got? Hopefully the Lions will strike a happy medium with both Alex Anzalone and Zadarius Smith. Get these two players back to participate in camp. I like the way you're thinking. Johnny L, see you all tomorrow. Peace and go. Let's go Lions. 100%. Vernon, good morning, Coach Dan, the Duke crew. Exclamation point. Coach, you have heard anything on Laporta? No, it's just that he's been performing well. I mean, how about I'll go with this. No news is good news as far as the Laporta is going, in my eyes, at least. Gary, I can't be scared either. Let's not be scared. Hassani Madeline, good morning to all my dear friends. Hookadoo, Silver, Trace. There you go. Floyd XX, if we could secure away Anzalone and Z, I think everyone would feel a lot better about the season. Me too, my friend. I think you're spot on with that. Silver, Hassani Madeline. Yes, sir. Please tell Ahmed that many of those reporters are going to ask a bunch of snake questions to make him say the wrong thing. Always praise teammates and coaches, never personal. Yeah, I think he's a pretty good kid. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Gary, I heard Sam is coasting under the radar. Probably accurate. He letting everybody else get the big news so he can fly in and just swoop up and have a good season. Floyd XX, I feel like this could be a season where a lot of us are like, oh no, the schedule, exclamation point. Oh no, the coordinators. And then, oh wait, no, we still just smashed the league in the face. I think you're right. I think we're going to do a lot of smashing in the face. Vernon, Coach, I think Hutchinson and Hassan will be great together. I saw Amik Robinson lock down Khalif Raymond. I did, and I think Khalif Raymond understands he's in a bit of a situation this preseason. Haters House, greetings from Los Angeles. Goes Lions. Good to see you, my friend. I know it's real early there. Have a good time there, and thank you for waking up early to be a part of the show. Curry, France is definitely banned. Yeah, the France Ferdinand. I want to say, I don't remember how I learned about them. Maybe like one of the Madden games or something like that. I don't know. JC, born and bred, rip and shred. Go Lions. I think you're right. Kerry, I think we have the most experienced team of returning veterans this season. To you, Point Floyd, we're going to smash them in the face. I concur. Kerry, I know I'm late. They made me take me out. Yes, they did. Take me out. There you go. Kerry, happy trails. Have a great Saturday. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Go Lions. Stay all the above, my friend. Don, Sir Joyce, Kevin Shepard, John Morton, let's see, Scotty Montgomery, David Shaw, Hank Fraley, Mark Burnell, Casey Rogers, Dan Campbell. What a staff. Pretty good staff. Good list of names. Thank you for getting them all over there. JC, happy trails. Go Lions victory. We'll see you next time. Thomas, if healthy, we win 13 in the Super Bowl. Worried about using Gibbs too much. I think they're going to balance them out pretty good. Bo, happy trails, new crew. All done and dusted. See you for another Saturday. See you later. We'll see you then. Thomas, smash the like. We'll smash away, please. Phil, happy trails to your babies, Coach. 100%. We'll be taking them out, get them healthy today. Phil, count in better than people think. Could be accurate. Hookadoo, happy trails, do crew. One pride worldwide. Tanya, chin up, 100%. Thoughts and prayers for Tanya for sure, my friend. JDC, sit high in the saddle, fellow Lions talk livers. We'll sit just there. Jason, Levi Stadium or bus. Exclamation point. Thanks, Dan. Anytime, my friend. Good to see you, my friend. Detroit D. Let's go Lions and Duke Crew Hall of Fame game next Thursday. I'll be in place to be. You know what? Go enjoy it. Have a good time, my friend. Thank you for being a part of the Duke Crew. Anymore, have a great and glorious day, my friends. Blessings too. Back at you. Courtesy of Boss Up, Ball Out will air around, 8:20 to 8:30. We'll check it out after the presser. Floyd XX, got to say thank you, Coach. Your show has been a great soundtrack and combo for many of our peaceful mornings. You're a machine. Hey, I love being here with the Duke Crew, so hopefully it all works out for everybody. All right, guys, if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, do something kind for somebody you don't know. If there is breaking news later today, I'll get over to you as quick as possible. Now, head on over to the Detroit Lions press conference if you're so inclined. Take care. Have a great day. See you guys all on the next Lions Talk Live.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.